We just head to the butt.
Video.
That.
Hello everyone, thank you so much for coming or for coming back. Today I'm going to show you how to make a gingerbread bundt cake. Now I know that gingerbread is starting to get a little bit Christmassy. I'm going to try and hold off on the very Christmassy recipes because it is still November, but I definitely think that gingerbread is one of those general winter flavors with the nice warm spices. It is just such a lovely cake, and the weather outside has got me in such a wintry, snowy mood. I've got my comfy winter socks on, so we're gonna do a nice warm winter recipe today. So all the ingredients and the measurements are listed down below, and we can start baking. Okay, so we are going to start by mixing all of our dry ingredients into one bowl, starting with the flour, and then we are going to add our baking powder, our baking soda, our nice little array of spices, which here is ginger, cinnamon, nutmeg, and allspice. And then we are going to add a nice generous pinch of salt. And we can go ahead and whisk that all together to combine. And then we're going to leave just a little well in the center, and we can set it aside and move on to our wet ingredients. So in a separate bowl, we are going to combine our eggs. There is 4 eggs in this recipe because it is quite a large cake. So go ahead and crack your eggs into your wet ingredients bowl. And then we're going to go ahead and give them a whisk together to break them up before adding the rest of our ingredients, which is our brown sugar, our sour cream, our melted butter, and our molasses. Now I like to measure my molasses just right into my mixing bowl because they're quite sticky, so I like to get them on as few different utensils as I can. So I just put those right into my mixing bowl, and then you're going to go ahead and whisk this together until it is completely combined. Next, you're going to tip all of your wet ingredients all at once into your dry ingredients, and we are going to mix that together until it is completely combined. You don't have to be too gentle or anything here. You can go ahead and stir. You don't have to fold, just stir it all, mix it all together. This will be quite a thick batter. Next, we are going to tip our batter into a bundt pan. Now the pan I have here is a silicone pan, so it is nice and flexible. It is also non-stick by nature, so I don't have to grease it. But if you have a metal or a tin sort of pan, then you are going to want to make sure that you grease and flour this pan, because especially the more intricate bundt pans, it can be really difficult to get your cake out. So make sure that you grease and flour it really, really well. So we are going to go ahead and pour our batter into our pan. Make sure that you level it out on top. And then we can go ahead and put it into a preheated 350-degree oven. Now this is going to bake for close to an hour, but you can go ahead and start checking it around 45 minutes, and you're going to take it out when a toothpick inserted near the center comes out clean. Once you take it out of the oven, you're going to leave it to cool completely in its pan. Don't turn it out until it is cool. Now, the one last thing that you're going to prepare is a glaze. This is optional, but I just think that it sort of looks pretty and it adds a little bit of something extra to your bundt cake. So all I have here is some powdered sugar and some vanilla. I do not measure either of these, I really just eyeball it. All you're going to do is whisk some vanilla into your powdered sugar, just a little bit at a time, until you get a drizzling consistency. I did end up using a little more water to thin this out because I didn't want to add too much vanilla. I do like the flavor and the brown color you get, but you don't want it to be super crazy strong. So just make sure that you have a nice drizzling consistency, and then your glaze is good to go. Now that your cake is completely cooled, you can go ahead and turn it out onto a plate or a cake stand, or whatever you have that you think is pretty enough to serve your bundt cake on. So go ahead and flip it out, maybe give it a little few taps here and there just to make sure that it completely releases from the pan, and then remove it to reveal your beautiful, beautiful bundt cake with all the different decorations that come with your bundt cake pan. Now just make sure you go ahead and clean up any little crumbs that might have come out that are going to make your display cake a little bit less pretty. Just brush away those crumbs and then we can start drizzling on our glaze. Now I like to have just a really simple sort of back and forth glaze decoration going on my cake here. You don't have to make this perfect, and the glaze is going to do its own thing, its own drips just a little bit, so do not worry at all about making this look perfect. The last thing that I'm going to add here is just a really, really light dusting of cinnamon. You can do this with powdered sugar, or you can leave it out completely if you like. I just added a little bit of cinnamon to get that extra sort of holiday smell right when you get a slice of that cake. And then we are done. This bundt cake is beautiful, and it is actually so easy to make. It's like 3 steps and you're done. And this is so good as well. I cut a slice out of it. It is so nice and springy and moist and beautiful. It has all of those nice warm holiday gingerbread flavors and smells, and it's perfect. So perfect. I'm ready for winter. So I hope you make this. I hope you enjoy, and I will see you next time.